guy sitting in a dark room that smells like bad cucumbers.
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Inconceivable!
Now featuring 11 listeners.
This is the Unique Geek.
You slimy scumbag, get on your face and give me 25.
This is the Unique Geek.
And welcome to another edition of 50 Days of Dragon Con, the internet's #1 Dragon Con podcast with a number in it that doesn't mean anything.
Huh?
And joining me as always is Lee. We are the #1 podcast about Dragon Con that has a number
Really?
in it, in its title, that has no meaning whatsoever.
Oh, okay, I got you. I think.
Yes, we started at 50 days
Basically,
out
we
from
still
Dragon
really
Con,
only have. We really basically only have
maybe
11
it's
people.
the most
listening to it.
misleading
Well, it's not 50
name.
days. It's 50
starts
days
50 days
until
out.
Dragon Con, right? And we do our best to get lots of people. So, but I have to tell you, John, I pulled a John yesterday.
Did you?
I did. I
Did you
was
tell my
trying.
wife?
No, I did not tell your wife. I did tell my husband, so that was good. Sorry, we're keeping this PG-13. But I got an interview ahead that can go at any time because if something else happens, we want to have a couple in the bag. And I did that, and we got 30 minutes or more into it, and I realized I hadn't recorded a dang thing.
Wow, that's interesting because I looked at the length of that particular episode and it's already an hour.
Yeah,
So
we
you
talked
did,
a lot.
You
It
did
was
an
a
hour
good
and
one.
a half.
We did at least an hour and a half with this wonderful
It was
man.
practice.
And
It was
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because see, we weren't going to go live. We want to hold some of these folks not live. We want to have them later. So, but John, what are you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Your daughter
things are-
graduated, which is really cool.
Yes, my daughter did. She graduated college. I'm very proud of her. That was
Yay.
Very cool.
That is very cool.
She's already started doing stuff. She's got a full-time job, so
Oh, good for her.
she's going to be a teacher. Now, why you be a teacher in this environment right now? I don't know.
Because
But
let's
God
be
bless
honest,
them.
we need
Jeez.
teachers.
Oh, we do. Oh,
Bless
no.
them heavenly. I always said the year after COVID, teachers were going to be getting a lot of those really big gift baskets, like the
They
ones
should
with the
be.
good cheese and the fruit, and then they're also going to be getting the ones with the bottles of wine, and then somebody was just going to come in and I'm going to say a bad word, sorry, and come in just like with a bottle of Jack Daniels and go, "Hey, I'm sorry, my kid's an asshole," and just give them that and walk out. I was waiting on that, but see, now it's 2 years and.
Yeah.
Finally starting South Carolina. It starts next week. A lot of Georgia starts tomorrow. Why they start on a Thursday, I don't know. But you know what? We do need teachers. We need teachers are awesome. And we need smart teachers and teachers that are open-minded and teachers that will work with kids. But you know what else we also need?
Love, peace, and love.
We need peace and love.
From what
and
I understand, all
need
you
chocolate
need is
cookies.
love.
No, that was wrong.
Love is
I
all
need
you
chocolate
need.
chip cookies too. But
also money, apparently.
money, yeah.
Oh, what do we need? Sorry.
What do we need?
I'm
We
so
need
sorry.
people who will talk to us and can help us if we
Full
have.
stop. That's it. Just people that'll talk to us.
I got a
That's
little
all we
bit
need.
We need people who will talk to us and answer questions that maybe other people are like, I don't really want to ask that. I'm going to feel embarrassed. But I have no shame. I mean, none. I will ask every question. And so this is why I love bringing Todd into this conversation. Hey, Todd.
Todd!
Okay. I said I was going to enter. Todd is a volunteer with Disability Services at Dragon Con, and I went and made sure I went potty, Todd, before we got on the broadcast, because both of the last 2 years,
you're
you
muted,
made me
Todd.
laugh so hard that I thought I was going to go. I needed to go potty. So, woohoo! That's what I wanted to say.
Always a pleasure that you prepare for me when I come on the show.
I do. I prepare. I do. I just was ready, Todd.
That's right.
So,
You
Todd.
know, don't drink for an hour before the appearance.
Yeah, because otherwise you never know. what
That's
will
right. That's right.
All right. So, Todd, now let's just get a little background on you before we get into disability services. How long have you been going to Dragon Con?
Let's see. It's either 12 or 13 years now.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
That's hard to believe, isn't it? Okay, so you've been doing that, and were you always a volunteer, or
I'm always a volunteer. I can't go to a con anymore without finding something for me to do.
What can I help with? What can I help with?
I enjoy being able to peek behind the curtain.
Oh, the peek behind the curtain is
because the funny stories are the best part of being able to peek behind the curtain.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, definitely an encouragement to everybody who's listening that you should be a Dragon Con volunteer. If there's a department that needs you or wants you, definitely sign up.
Sign up. They're still taking sign-ups, and they need people. I don't know that they're taking any. I'm no longer in that know, but I don't know if they're taking any at the con. I don't think they will be. So go sign up. Be prepared. Go on and sign up.
Absolutely.
So, and you go to other cons too.
I do.
Wow. How many cons do you go to in a year? Do you think? I only go to one.
It's just 2 now. It used to be 3, but the one I went to for a long time wrapped up what they were doing and shifted to something else. But I do Dragon Con in September and Anime North in Toronto, Ontario in May.
Very. Oh, in Toronto. Ooh.
Oh yes.
Ooh. I like Toronto. I'm not into anime, but I like Toronto.
Mm-hmm. It's a lovely place.
And in May, it's probably gorgeous. Have to think about that. Okay. So, Todd, now, disability services, and we just saw something that popped up from our friend Rob, who said Dragon Con is the only con that provides real disability services. They do work. And I've got to say, from the few that I have, they do important work. I'm sorry. Excuse me. They do important work. And what is disability services? Because I will be very honest, even with work conventions and all of the other things that we've done, I've never really seen as good a group as you guys do it. So what is it?
Disability Services is the Dragon Con department that assists the convention and its attendees by providing reasonable accommodations for the disabilities of its members. Now, that sounds like a really great answer, right?
Oh, that's an awesome answer. I love it. Yeah.
But I'm also going to give you the way it actually works. Our job is to make sure that a person with a disability can have the same crappy experience that any other regularly abled person attending Dragon Con can get.
Yeah. We're all at the same level of kind of crazy chaos.
That's right. It's our job to level the playing field.
We are. Yeah.
So in doing that, you're actually working with other disabled people to figure out what you need in order to survive the convention, and we try our best to get it for you.
Yeah, there you go.
It's really not all that hard.
Okay, now, and you have been located near registration for years. Where are you located now?
We're going to be located near registration again, and we want to make sure that everybody knows, right? Anybody who wants to know what Disability Services is thinking, one of the best places to go is our Discord. The second best place to go is our Facebook channel. And we know that the Facebook channel has been talking a lot about what happened with registration last year. Okay. There were some waits that were way longer than we wanted them to be. Some disabilities that might have been made worse by the waiting. We really don't want to do that. So this year they're going to reconfigure disability services just a little bit.
Okay.
So I want to make sure, I wanted you guys to know, right?
Yeah, please. And it's good too, because we do listen to people and we do try to make it better if there's a boo-boo.
Because even my fellow friends with disabilities will tell you that what you want to do is you want to get through registration and all the disability services stuff as fast as possible, right? Because you want to get in, you want to get out, and you want to get into doing the things that you want to do at Dragon Con, right? Right. We want to be able to make sure that you can do that. So one of the things that we're doing is we're expanding kind of our, what we used to call the Corvette line program, because disability services on registration day comes in 2 parts. The part where we help those people who can't stand in line at registration get their badges. And then the part where we assess you for a reasonable accommodation and we apply stickers to your badge so that everybody knows the reasonable accommodation they need to get you. Right?
Yes. And I want to say something about the stickers. They do have stickers. And yes, I really like stickers. We've talked a lot about me liking stickers. But these aren't just, they don't give these out. I mean, if you need them, they're giving them to you. So it's not that everybody at Dragon Con is going to have one. So
Right.
it's a good sticker to have if you need it. And do
Right.
remember, folks, John and I will say this throughout this. Not all disabilities are visual. You can't always see someone with a disability. So
Now,
there you go.
you don't
That's not
see
to
it.
say that people that have disabilities are actually invisible.
No,
You
it's
can
not at all.
actually see
No.
them.
You can see them, but they're not.
But
They're not on the body.
the
They're not like.
disabilities may not be in plain view.
Thank you. Oh,
There we
I like that
go.
better. Thank you.
For,
Thank you,
for
Todd.
those people that are listening to the podcast, at the convention, you'll see me in a wheelchair. I have a very visible disability. I'm a cerebral-pelegic.
Mhm.
But a lot of the folks we serve have disabilities that aren't visible to the naked eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's very important that we have to remember that that's the reason that they come to get the sticker,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Now, as I've said before, I want everybody who needs a reasonable accommodation to come and get one.
Yeah.
I don't want them to be afraid of coming to us about anything that they might need, because the worst I can tell you is we can't do that, right?
Right.
And I do my level best, as my entire team does. We do our level best not to say no unless it's absolutely necessary.
Right.
Right.
And we will put down one no right now. No, your support animal, service animal, can be a dog or a miniature horse.
That's correct.
He'll explain that in a minute, but
That's
just
right.
letting you know now.
That's
Dog,
right.
or
Dog
miniature
or miniature horse. And by the way, anybody with the miniature horses out there, I haven't actually met one yet. So, help a guy out.
I know,
right?
right? I feel like that's
Bring me the horses. Anyway, but
What's up?
getting back to registration really quickly.
Yeah.
So if speed is your master, right? Come to Disability Services with, I love the map, with
good
your
job, John.
badge in hand. Now, if you can't do that because your disability prevents you from standing in line, don't worry. Come and see us anyway, right?
Mhm.
Because what we're going to do is we're going to split the line up a little bit. The people that have their badges are going to go to one area. We're going to move those people through as fast as we can. And then the ones that come to our main area that is coming up zoomed on the StreamYard now. All right. We're going to prioritize you getting your badges as soon as possible so that we can assess you and get you out the door.
Mhm.
Right?
That is very
Because I love seeing my fellow fans with disabilities, and I love to spend time with them, but not on registration day. Right? That's when you come and see me, like on Friday or Saturday when I'm strolling around the ballrooms
Yeah.
and stop me and show me your latest costume. On Reg Day, I want to assess you and I want to get you into the fun as soon as possible.
Yes, that is exactly right. So that's
Absolutely.
good. So, and I one of the things too is if you cannot get your own badge, hear what he's saying. They will help.
Yep.
But if you can get your own badge, that's a help for you just to shorten the time. I think one of the things too, and I heard it last year, actually somebody was like, well, I'd go through if I didn't have to go through this crazy maze. Find one of the Dragon Con people that are right there at the door for registration and say, hey, I want to go get my badge, but this little hamster trail thing is just not working for me. And they will help you get there if you want to do it that way instead of, so you have your badge in hand before you go to Disability Services instead of making Todd, well, not making, instead of Todd going over there.
Hey, I actually do that. I do
He
all
does.
of the services that Disability Services asks for. I do them all. I've done them individually and in groups.
Right.
We're working with registration this year to improve the way we're providing getting people their badges. So I really want to thank those guys for kind of stepping up and getting into it with us and talking about how to improve stuff. Now, for those people that are afraid, that want to know how the assessment process works, it's really simple. You're going to come up to the person from Disability Services and we're going to ask you, hey, how can we help you? Right? What is the disability that brings you here? What is the problem you're presenting to us? Tell us what the problem is. Now, we may have to ask some minor questions about whatever medical condition it might be. I want to reassure people that we don't store information or keep information. We're just going to use it to figure out what sticker to give you. Okay?
Yep.
And then you're out the door. Now, our stickers can come in any flavor because we do have blank ones where we write reasonable accommodations on the back, believe it or not.
Okay. I like that.
But-
I like that.
But most of the time we're talking about how to handle things in ballrooms. So it's a thing like a sightlines badge, which is gonna get you to the front row with an unobstructed view of the screen. Those are very rare to get. You really have to have a medical need for them.
Mm-hmm.
There's a safe space for service dog sticker. There's a wheelchair seating sticker.
Mm-hmm.
There's a proximity sticker, which is any space within 50 feet of stage or screen, right?
Right.
And the ever popular Sillior, seat in line, end of row.
Right. There you go.
Right?
And that one is, let's talk about the differences here. What I'd like to talk about, though, I think one of the things people think is that if I need that 50 yards, that means I'm automatically at the front of the ballroom. It may not be. It won't be that way. It has to be within a screen. And especially in the big ballrooms in the Marriott and the Hyatt and maybe the Hilton. I don't know.
Not so much the Hilton, but definitely the Westin.
Of the Westin. Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go.
West-
And
yeah.
and sometimes in the Sheraton, but it depends. They will have a screen there. So people that came in late can still see the stuff if they're in the back, because there's a big screen of whoever is here, not The Rock, John. Whoever is here sitting right there.
I disagree. I believe he will be here.
It's all about having faith.
Yeah, well, John, have all the faith you need.
People believing in The Rock coming to Dragon Con. Anyway.
Yeah, okay.
No.
Get my picture off. It needs to be Todd.
It's like switching for those people. They're switching the boxes around for those people on audio.
John loves
Like
doing
this audio
this.
only.
Where am I?
Please.
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 So
Go ahead.
the important thing to remember is planning ahead to getting to the things that you want to be at in enough time to get you in the room.
Okay.
As continuing from 2019, even we have line caps. There's only a certain number of disability seats I can provide in a ballroom. Once they're full, they're full. So you definitely want to plan ahead and be there so that you can get in that line and get in the room. Now, a couple of secrets about reasonable accommodations. If it turns out we give you one and it isn't working, you can always come to us and ask us for another one. You don't always have to go back to the Sheraton. During the actual convention, disability services staff man all the major ballrooms, and they have stickers, and they're trained to do assessments. You can also go to the Eternals area in the Marriott to get services at least on Thursday and Saturday. Now, what'll happen is they'll call me if there's somebody isn't working there already. They'll get me on the radio, and I will run my wheelchair butt up there and either interview you for the first time or interview you again and get you taken care of. Because just like on registration day, I want to get that stuff done as rapidly as possible and get you back out into the fun as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah. And I do think that's important to note that if something if it is not working and you can talk about that, that's great.
Yep.
John, did you want to say something?
No, it was Zan did bring up. Was asking the question that Todd ultimately was answering, which is, will there be a disability services station in Marriott again? If so, what days and hours?
Right.
That'll primarily be Thursday and Friday, but you can stop there and ask for assistance, and they'll call me.
Okay.
And again, there are going to be people in the ballrooms. Ballrooms are going forward on Thursday and Friday, folks. So if you all of a sudden realize whatever you're doing on Thursday, hey, I need a little help, they will do it.
It always happens. There's somebody at home saying, I know they're talking about disability services, but I'm fine. I've planned for everything. And then you get to Dragon Con and discover that you didn't. Trust me, it's happened to me, right? Last year, coming back from Dragon Con, the airline broke my wheelchair on the way home.
That's not great.
Yeah.
What?
$400 repair because the foot pedals only come in pairs. So, best of planning sometimes does not always yield the greatest results. Don't be afraid to come to us with a problem. If we can help you, we will.
And remember, folks, these disabilities don't have to be lifelong. Your disability can be like my husband had. He not broke. He had to have surgery on his knee, and he got a wheelchair to be able to go around Dragon Con, and he got a disability sticker for that, for a wheelchair space, because he was not supposed to put anything on that.
In my day-to-day life, I'm a professional advocate for people with disabilities. So
There you go.
the ADA definition for that is what they call a substantial impairment in a major life activity, right? And if you stop to think
There you
about
go.
it, right?
Yeah.
You got a problem with a knee, you got a problem with an elbow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Those can be substantial impairments while they're healing. So don't be afraid to ask.
Don't be afraid. And sorry, you're
real
first.
quick though. Rob says the only thing that's bummer is if you're attending pro, getting a badge and also a disability sticker is a bit of a hassle mobility wise. Couldn't he take advantage of the Marriott in that case? Because I think
Yes.
they're both in the same location.
Yes.
Yes.
Or whatever area is where the pro is at. Those people can get one of us on the phone.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, that's
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Right.
That's good.
No,
And then-
absolutely.
And then you can go by the ballroom and they'll be like, Todd said,
Right.
give me this. And they'll
Exactly.
have a note or whatever. It's very good.
Yep.
Very good. Now, they're not going to take all these notes that said Todd said. Because trust me, Todd's not going to say that a whole lot because you're going to
Nope.
have to be talking with them. So
Nope.
this is only
Yeah.
in certain cases. Right.
Conversation is what we want. If you've got a problem, we need to know what it is and to see if we can fix it. Right.
That is true. And
we've had guests with temporary disabilities that we've accommodated in the past. Okay. Panelists. I mean, we've handled everyone.
yeah. And that's
Sharon,
it's good.
Sharon was just pointing out that I guess one year a person broke their leg during Dragon Con and they needed disability services to help
There
them.
you go.
No, I don't want people deliberately breaking their limbs for
Please
us.
don't.
I
Don't.
understand that level of dedication, but really, come on. Right?
Especially with the American
Shatner will
healthcare
be here
system.
again next year.
Hey. If you're
Don't say that.
if you've broken a limb and you still want to come to the convention, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you complete props, right? Because you don't want a simple thing like a broken leg stopping your fandom.
Mm-hmm.
You've got my undying gratitude.
for it.
Anything we can do to help you.
Anything we can help. And okay, so now we kind of got into this, but then we got into other things because that's how this podcast rolls, baby. Okay, so there are 4 levels of stickers. I don't know why I just said that. I'm way too old and woman to say that. There are 4 levels, up to 4, 5 levels of stickers. Can you explain what each one means?
Sure. Sightlines is the one that we give the least. That's the one where you need an unobstructed view of stage, right? That is almost always for a deaf person needing interpreting services because they need unobstructed views of stage. But there have been a couple of other disabilities in the past. Immediately after that one, the next rarest one we give away is safe space for service animals, right?
Right.
And that's being able to pick a seat where your service animal can be placed in such a way that there's no risk of them getting stepped on, right? Service animals getting their tails stepped on is never a good thing.
We don't want to. No.
Right.
Right.
The next rarest after that would be proximity. Proximity is that one we talked about, 50 feet from stage or screen, right? The benefit to that one is within that boundary of 50 feet from stage or screen, you can sit anywhere in the ballroom that fits that parameter. Right?
Very cool. Very cool.
We have areas deliberately for wheelchair seating. We have areas that chairs are pulled out so that devices can pull in. And you have companion seats assigned next to those locations so that you're not separated from the people you're traveling with. And then the most popular is good old CILIOR, which is the acronym for Seat in Line, End of Row. Now, while all of the stickers will allow you to wait in disability waiting areas that Dragon Con establish, right? Seat in Line, End of Row is very specific for those folks that need, for whatever reason in their disability, quick entrance and exit, right? They can't go into the middle of a row because it takes them 10 minutes to get there. Right. then that means that in the event of an emergency, it's going to take them 10 minutes to get out.
Right.
So seat in line end of row was created for those folks. It is by far the most common reasonable accommodation that people ask for. The only problem with that is that in an average ballroom, eventually you're going to get to the end of rows.
Seating rows,
There's only a certain number of rows and a certain number of ends to those rows. So numerically, eventually you're going to come up with, either a seat in the back, right, or there isn't going to be a seat at all.
Right.
So this is that whole thing about planning ahead and making sure that you can get what you need.
And now we're talking mostly about the main ballrooms right now, but many of these rules go into the track rooms and other rooms as well. So can you explain how that kind of works?
Well, it's the same basic situation. The track handlers get information from us about how to set their rooms up to be able to pull seats, to be able to create the ends of row seating and those things that those panel rooms require. And you should be able to enter those rooms and get the accommodation you need. It might not be as readily apparent, which means you might need to ask the track person that's running the room. Right. For those people that need it, we can also give you a sticker, one of the blank ones that we fill in, that allows you to re-enter a panel room after you leave. Right? Because we've had some disabilities where someone needs to go to empty an ostomy bag. Right? It's a procedure that takes a couple minutes and it's kind of embarrassing and you don't necessarily want to talk about it. But you roll out of a panel room to go take care of that. You're gone 5 minutes. You come back and they're like, "We filled your spot already. We let somebody else in."
No.
Okay.
No.
So one of the reasonable accommodation stickers is to be able to hold that seat for you until you're finished with your medical issue and you can return.
Right. And if there is any issue with this, I mean, let's be very honest. Somebody may go, "Well, I didn't understand that." That happens, folks. And if that happens, see if you can see the most senior member there, or ask them to call disability services or contact disability services, because then that can help you. And while the track directors may not be able to get directly to them, the track directors can find somebody in security that can get directly to them.
Yes.
So sorry, keep going.
For those people that know, you see me all around the convention. I'm dealing with everybody because I'm the one with the radio in my ear or the cell phone hands-free kid in my ear, taking the call that says, "Okay, we've got a problem in Marriott 758A," right? Which is one of our track rooms, right? So every once in a while, sometimes somebody needs a little assistance. They've got a real busy thing that's happening to fit in a really small space. We try to be everywhere where we think there's going to be trouble.
Right.
If there's a problem, you let us know. We even have complaint forms. You want to fill out a complaint form and say something didn't go well? You can fill out a form and we'll do our best to fix it.
Yes, they will.
Okay.
And, that's what all of us are trying to do. And as Todd has often said, is make us all as miserable together as we can be, right?
Remember,
all of us on a level playing field.
My job is to give you the same crappy DragonCon experience as every non-disabled attendee.
Yeah.
And we laugh at that because all DragonCon experiences are wonderful. But
yes.
Well, I mean,
I would say if there's registration issues, and I know that there was
I was actually more referring to people's personal issues that they get into at DragonCon and everything else. So sometimes it's not as pretty, but
No, that is not as pretty. That is life. There's nothing Todd can help us with that. Nobody else. Sometimes life happens.
Hey, but that's the level of equality disabled people fight for. So
there you go. Just to have the same kind of blow up.
Miserable as you.
Who knows?
Exactly. Right. Overtired people on too much caffeine. Right.
Yes. Oh, overtired people who are also diabetic and haven't been acting well, and then maybe have a problem later.
Come on. 421 people. 4 hours of sleep, 2 meals, and a shower.
And one shower. There you go. 421. 421. It's
421, baby.
And yes.
Now we talked a little bit earlier about dogs and horses.
Yep.
living together.
Horses.
Mass
Mass
hysteria.
hysteria.
Mass
Yeah.
hysteria.
Um,
Horses.
Now,
We need horses. Yes.
it is a very touchy subject when it comes to what a service animal is, but you abide by a standard, correct?
Yeah, the standard with the Americans Disabilities Act, right?
Mhm.
And if you're coming to convention space, right, your service animal has the right to be in convention space with you. The Americans Disabilities Act defines those people as dogs or miniature horses. However, you could be coming to Dragon Con and being there for a week with a companion animal that you can keep in your room if your hotel permits it.
Mm-hmm.
It just isn't allowed in convention space because that's not a service animal, that's an assistance animal.
Yeah. And for the most part, the 5 Dragon Cone Hotel, well, maybe not the Westin, but they will talk to you about that. If you got to call the hotel directly, this isn't something Dragon Con can help with because those are hotel policies, not Dragon Con policies. But I will tell you, the Sheraton is great about that. That was the person who started, and the Hilton, I think, are both really good about that because that's their brand, and they always are like, why? Of course your pet should travel with you or your companion animal or whatever. Yeah, we're fine with a cat in a room with a litter box and food, folks. Let's remember that. They're fine with a cat, but take care of your pet.
Like we said, within convention space, within the ballrooms, the costuming space, the dealer's room space, the mall stuff, right? All of that is service animals only. And because we've had instances in the past where people bringing in non-service animals have interfered with service animals' ability to work.
Right.
We take that particular thing very, very seriously.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine having a seeing eye dog attempting to walk you through the costuming space outside the atrium ballroom.
Oh wow.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
that's a big group. Yep.
Right. And then all of a sudden coming across an assistance animal that doesn't know any better and either yaps at the seeing eye dog or attacks it. These are things that we've actually had happen.
Yeah. Let's not do that, folks.
No.
Yeah. Let's not, because nobody wants a service animal hurt. And I know we've all heard it. If a service animal is working, leave the service animal alone. So all of us adults know not to be a jerk about that.
And always assume it is working.
Yes. And always assume it's working.
Now,
let us also help our children learn that rule as well. Because I have seen all of a sudden it's like doggy, and Elsa is 4-year-old Elsa is running across, and I understand that. My eyes go puppy also as well, but I don't run over to. So let's teach our kids.
The perennial remarks about elevators are really important.
Please.
For some of our folks with disabilities, the delay in being able to get on an elevator could be medical in nature. If asked by a person with a disability to exit an elevator, you are heavily encouraged to do so because security will ask you with a bit more force if you don't listen. Right. We want everybody to kind of work together to get where they're going. But we still have stories even in 2021. We had stories where people were waiting 45 minutes to get an elevator, to get to rooms, to get medication that are kept in a fridge.
Right.
And that's ridiculous, especially given that the size was actually pared down for 2021 too.
Right.
Exactly. So
and
your perennial reminder about elevators. Yeah.
So John, what else do you want to say about elevators? Because you say it every year.
Well, I mean, I'm just so tired of saying it, but
no. See, new people listen, John. I keep hearing this. Yeah.
Just make what is it that I normally say? I mean,
make
room.
Just make room. What John normally says is, if you can walk up 1 or 2 flights of stairs, please do so instead of taking an elevator, because there are people who are not able to walk up 2 and 3 flights of stairs. And the person talking right now is one of them, depending on what's going on. I've talked about this for a long time. I've talked about it on this podcast. I go to disability services every year. And a part of that reason is because if I'm somewhere else and I need to stand in line for something, I need to be able to sit in line. I have spinal, neurological, some other issues, and I get that service, and it's great. The other thing is, Todd, you kind of talked about, first of all, you talked about complaint forms, but you also talked about a form about like the checklist for what you need and when you're going to assess them. At the end of con, don't those get destroyed?
Yes.
Right.
The only thing that's kept is the numeric data on how many stickers we issue and what they say. Nothing is tied to any name. Nothing, which is why if you come to me and say, just give me what you gave me last year, I'm going to go, what did I give you last year? You're going to need to explain it to me again.
Again,
we don't keep that information at all.
Right.
I didn't give you COVID last year. Why do you want me to give you what I gave you last year?
You gave me COVID? What a gift, John. What a gift.
What a gift. Oh, you must really love me. You really, really love me. Okay, so that's really good. Now, Todd, what are some of the things that you have seen at Dragon Con in your wonderful, wonderful time here that you've just gone, huh? Or, oh, this is going to make a great story on a podcast one day.
Well, I've discovered in my time at Dragon Con that the deaf community is a very special and unique population to have at Dragon Con because they look at the world completely differently than everybody else does. That's why I love them. I love to support them because with the head of the department being a person who schedules interpreters and who knows the language, every once in a while you'll come across an event that a bunch of deaf people will be at, and they'll have a story because they'll hear something that their interpreter heard for them and relay in interpreting. Oh
my.
Yes. So many things that I've seen in terms of people with disabilities at Dragon Con, I get impressed every year because I see costumes that are more and more complicated. I see people that are taking bigger risks in costuming. I mean, when I first came to Dragon Con, I saw a couple of, Professor X costumes, right? The classic wheelchair Professor X costume. Maybe a Davros costume from Doctor Who if somebody was, in the mind
really
to
working
do one,
it. Yeah.
right?
Maybe a TARDIS, a little bit of a TARDIS.
Right.
Yeah.
The Pike?
Now
Old school Pike?
Oh, yeah. Old school Pike with the peeping chair.
Old school Pike with the peeping chair.
And you're going to see those now because
with hair on
Strange
top.
New Worlds is bringing the hair is just going to get higher and higher as the weekend goes on.
I got to keep wondering why he does that. I hear there's a reason that the hair has gone up, but
I'm a guy that wants to know if the smartest man in the world can use an electronic box to give a speech. All Chris Pike can do is beep once for yes and twice for no. That was our positive future.
That was our positive future.
That was our positive future. What the heck happened? Right?
Smartest man in the world. Yep. You're right. Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Now, mind you, now when you look at Strange New Worlds and you see the version of the Nightmare with him in the chair, right?
Yes. Right.
I'm thinking, I think there might be smart. He might be able to beat Morse code, but we won't know yet.
But we don't know yet, so we're going to try.
There you go.
I like that.
There you go. Chris Pike's hair of the series. I like that.
Chris Pike's hair of the series. I keep watching it and going, well, first of all, we're rewatching Discovery Season 2 when he was in there. And so we're like, okay, that's kind of new. And I went, okay, somehow we've made him old between Season 2 and Strange New Worlds because his hair is a lot more gray.
Yep.
And a lot higher, though.
That's what happens when you go to the future and you discover what your future is.
Is that it? The gray just can't.
Your hair's you're going to turn gray, right?
You're going to turn gray. That is true. You are very, very.
No.
There's the reason. That's it. See, Todd, I just didn't understand. I had to talk to you.
I look forward to seeing everything my fellow disabled congoers come up with.
Oh, I think it'll be great.
It's going to be every year. There's a show.
The lady who was Game of Thrones, yes, because she kept saying, I want him to know it was me, and she carried a sign around, and she had it was awesome. Her wheelchair was tricked out. That was,
She passed away too, didn't
I think she did.
Yeah, before COVID,
unfortunately.
it wasn't
Before
good.
COVID, yeah. She,
Right.
but she
May
had
have been
fun when she
19.
was there. I remember talking to her, and she was like, "I love that show. I hope I
But,
get to read the book before I die." And I'm like, "Ma'am," and she was like, "No, I'm serious. I'm good about it." And she was talking to her. I think it was her granddaughter with her. So it was like, okay, I hope you get to read that book too, because I understand it's never ever going to come out. That's my understanding. The last one.
Yep.
Which is fine.
He's cashed his checks. What's he care at this point?
Yeah, he got the he got the series.
He's
right now.
to be honest with you, and yeah, he's in a no-win situation, George R. R. Martin, because we've seen the ending of
the series,
TV series,
right?
so they'll either roast him for not fixing the end of the series or being worse than the end of the series.
Right.
So it's like no matter what happens,
No.
he's
Oh
in
no,
a
it's a
situation
catch
where
22. He
He's
is
in a
totally
no-win
in a catch
situation
22.
no matter which direction he turns in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
it's like,
Right.
You have
we'll
to
just
be
make-
crazy to get out, but nobody will tell you you're
We'll go
crazy.
make
But
some
if
other
you're
stuff. See
crazy
you
enough
later.
to get out, you're not crazy. There you go. Right.
So, real quick
Okay.
though, back to I want just to talk about the elevators again one more time.
Please.
Let's also think about this: the world that we live in right now. There's still stuff going around.
Mm-hmm.
If you are able-bodied, why would you want to put yourself
Right.
in an elevator enclosed in a space like that? So just think about that too. If you want to be completely selfish, say, oh, at least I'm not getting myself sick and I'm going to go walk, right? That would be, walk up the stairs or down the stairs or whatever you have to do. That would be, but obviously also just don't be, well, let's just say it, just don't be a
Just don't
dick.
be a jerk. Don't be a dick. Don't be a jerk.
No, it's
I use
not-
it-
Let anybody, let people in that obviously, and especially if they ask, if they ask, but anybody that's obviously needs this to get around, can't go up to the next floor
No.
on an escalator or elevator.
Right.
Make room. Get out if you
Yeah.
have to. Whatever.
Right. And again, remember, you can't always. What did you say, Todd?
Right.
How was it? I liked your way. Disability may not be
the disability may not be visible to the naked eye.
visible to the naked eye, which does not mean walk around naked, folks. I'm going to say that one right now. No.
Hey, hey, hey,
Visible
hey,
does
hey,
not
well-
go with being naked.
We're not encouraging that.
No,
We're
Todd
not
is not.
discouraging it, but
I'm
we are
not-
not encouraging it.
No.
We are not. If you want to do that in your own hotel room,
But it is.
out.
It
I'm
is.
out.
It is a pretty good way to empty an elevator.
So basically, what you're telling us is that you're platform agnostic on naked is pretty much
Yes.
the
That's pretty
plan, here,
much.
right?
Yeah, we're all, but not. Yeah, not naked in public, because then the police come in and it takes time and people have to fill out.
Yeah, no, it's a whole
forms.
thing.
It's a whole thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. But also remember that some of those are, you might have been, the people might have been fine on Thursday and Friday, first days of the con, man.
Mhm.
We're all up. We got adrenaline running. Come Sunday around noon, a lot of those people are like, I kept trying. I kept trying to walk up to this con suite from the motor lobby, and I just can't. And that's very true. It happens. It does. So don't.
We're not gonna get rid of everything we don't like just by mentioning it. What we're trying to do is minimize
Right.
the occurrences,
There
right?
you go.
Because everybody, there we go. It should be the naked geek here. Way to go, Brandon.
No, Brandon. No, I don't.
I just got to give what the
Well, there we go.
wants.
Go, John. You take off your shirt. I'll take off mine. Go for it.
It's like,
That's what I'm saying, John.
Brandon, thank you for getting this started.
John, you
See-
take off your shirt. I'll take off mine
See,
right now.
And this
Ain't not gonna
is
happen.
what happens at Dragon Con. Come Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday, they're like, I'm just tired.
I'm
I'm
tired.
just tired.
I'm tired. I'm just tired. I'm damn tired. And don't tease me. See, John, you're teasing people. Come on.
that's what it is.
Yeah, there we go. I think
It's classic showbiz. Always leave people wanting more.
if you're there
Threatening is
at
more
con,
like it. But
yeah,
whatever.
threatening. Yeah, hey, both of us. You don't want to.
All right.
but-
sorry. Oh, sorry. Did something, Lee. All
No, I don't. I just don't be an a-hole.
Yes.
Well, it's absolutely. It's follow Wheaton's law.
Don't be a jerk.
Right? It's follow Wheaton's law. Now, for anybody who needs information about disability services, wants to ask a question
There we go. Yes.
that we haven't talked about yet, there are a bunch of ways for you to do that. You can go to the Dragon Con with Disabilities group on Facebook. You can email disabilityservices@dragoncon.org, and one of our happy staff will answer that question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or you can look for the Dragon Con Disability Services Discord channel, because it's listed just like that.
Disability Services. What is it? Say it again.
The Dragon Con Disability Services Discord channel.
There you go, folks. You can find it there.
Okay.
And they like having people there, because I know people who are on Discord and they'll go like back and forth between different places, and they always said that one's fun.
Yeah,
That was fun.
I always power up the Discord channel right about now. Actually, I've been on it for like a couple of weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it gets busier right before show because people have questions to ask. They want to get to know people. The fellow volunteers want to get together, right? So I look forward to seeing all of you.
Yes. The one other thing I did want to make sure I bring up, and he will chat with you, Gesundheit. There are wheelchairs available for rent at Dragon Con, but that is not of Dragon Con.
No, that's not us. That's Scoot Around.
Scoot Around.
Right?
Okay.
Scoot Around.
Yes, and they
go to the website and highlight the fact you're going to Dragon Con, because on the Scoot Around website they'll ask you when and where you want the thing you're renting, and they'll give you information about how to reach Scoot Around for Dragon Con.
Right. And Scoot Around, again, this is with Scoot Around, but they do work with Dragon Con. But it's a totally different process. And I do want to say, let's think that maybe you broke your knee and you're coming to Dragon Con and you're like, do I really need the motorized scooter, or I can do it. I'm fine. It's my knee that's hurt, not my arms. I'm great. From my husband, I would like to give everyone a PSA. After the first day, your arms are very, very tired. Unless you do that all the time, your arms are very, very tired. So just think about it.
Atlanta's not flat.
And Atlanta ain't flat, and Dragon Con's not flat. So
every person's disability has its kryptonite. Mine is carpets. Right?
Oh.
So, stop to think about, humping the wheelchair on your standard Hyatt lobby carpet. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh. It's meant to be really soft so that your feet don't feel like you're stressed while you're walking through the hotel lobby. Not so much for the wheelchair wheels. So this is a thing about when you're looking at your disability and want to survive Dragon Con, I want you to think about your worst day, not your best day. If you plan for your worst day, you will survive Dragon Con no problem. It's planning for your best day that gets somebody at Friday night or Saturday morning sending somebody to me in one of our ballrooms saying, can you go up and assess somebody because they can't make it?
Right.
And mind you, I will do that because I want people to try, right? But I want you guys to be as best prepared as you can be.
Right. And again, that's just it. Plan for your worst day. Something's going to happen, folks, whether, and you just got to roll with the flow. We already talked about that, about Dragon Con just overall. But even with you, just go, you got to kind of like try to do your best and just keep it going. That's it. Okay. There was one other question. I wanted to make sure we got. Brandon asked if he could bring his emotional support bantha. No, that is not. Well, actually, Brandon, ask yourself the question.
If the hotel will let you keep it in your room.
The hotel, right?
Yes. Yeah, the hotel. You keep that in your room, but in convention space, it's only dogs and miniature horses.
So, is a bantha a dog or a miniature horse? Nope, it is not, Brandon. So maybe in the Sheraton, you can have a great time with that, but not in the Sheraton Ballroom at Dragon Con. So there we go.
Right.
Woohoo!
So we like to play a game with our guests as well as our audience. In the private chat, you should see the room code.
Yeah, I always
Todd's
have to
already
remember
in there.
where the private. I'm not. Hold on. I gotta always remember the. John.
But she tries to figure out what's going on.
It's
I
always
will
a problem with me.
say, Buddha. Anyway, I
But
will
what are you going to say? I'm sorry, what
Nothing.
was that?
You can reach us by calling 813-3210-TUG. That's 813-3210-TUG. The Unique Geek, which is also 884 if you want to replace the T, the U, and the G. Let's see, what do we got? Oop.
And I am, Lee is now in it as well.
There we go.
There we are. There you
So if anybody wants to play tonight, our room code is ILCY.
Really?
Or ICLY.
No, it's ILCY.
That's loud.
Oh, I don't hear yet.
Here we go. Gabe, Steve, Mike. Eternal's on because it's the Eternal that sells that one, right?
Brandon!
And Brandon.
And Mike! We got them all. Okay, John, I can't hear anything.
You can't hear anything?
I mean, I can hear you, but I don't hear Jackbox.
All right, hold on one second. Well, I fix that.
Yeah, Todd, can you hear?
Not a thing.
There we go.
I can see it.
Yeah, it looks really pretty.
Vamp. Well,
Okay. Well, also do remember, join the audience. Todd, I still do want to do. Y'all, if you were on here last year, one of the things I said to Todd was, "Wow, wouldn't it be great if you and I started at the top, right at the Westin, and went all the way down to the Sheraton?" And he said, "Nope." And I was like, "Oh man, I thought that would be a lot of fun because I was gonna go wee. I was gonna have a belt on. I mean, I was gonna have a seatbelt or something.
We want you to be. If you're going to be safe, I would try with you. Of course, I would.
Yeah, but even that's not really probably safe on that because this hill, for those who don't know, is almost. It feels like it is straight up. It's a good 30 angle hill, and it's awful.
You know, I gotta bring my bomb gloves, the ones with like 6 layers, so that when you apply it to the wheelchair wheels, you can slow them down.
Slow them down. Yep. You know, there we go. That would be fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
See the sparks.
See the sparks. Yep. So do remember, folks. And if you have a question about disability services, Discord is pretty darned anonymous. You can make up a new name anytime you want to. Go and ask them. They are going to be there and they're going to answer. And if it's something that there's just not a whole lot that they probably haven't heard, but it's okay. And if you are something they haven't heard, then they are going to figure out what the heck to do. John, you ready?
Absolutely.
No.
Almost. Hold on.
Almost.
I
Okay.
just
So
found where my setting was.
now, Todd, I know not a lot of people have been announced yet, but is there any show right now that you're like really excited about if any of the actors come?
I'm noticing a lot of Supernatural guests this year.
Yes. Yes.
A lot of my fellow DS staffers are Supernatural fans.
Okay.
So I expect that that's going to be pretty exciting.
That should be very exciting. I did see a lot of those, and they're a great group of guests, guys. You're gonna love them. If Misha Collins is there, it's kind of like watching John Barrowman in a panel. Misha is about the same way, so have fun. No. How about new shows or old shows? What are you watching? Anything on Netflix? Or?
What I'm watching Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
Right now, it's probably the most new thing I'm watching at the moment.
Okay. Yeah. There's so much new out there. By the time I get to it, it's old, but it was new to me.
Yes.
So yeah. That's how I was with Discovery. I think until Picard came out, we did not get, well, at that point it was CBS All Access, but I was like, oh man, I felt like the Godfather. I'm like, I wasn't going to add another service, but you pulled me right back in.
That's one thing about getting ready for Dragon Con, because I haven't finished the current season of Picard yet, so I really want to do that.
Yeah. It's awesome. And I love how they've done this 3-season arc. I think that's very, very smart of them and very, very cool. So, hey, if I only ever get, I don't know, however many episodes, whatever it finally turns out to be, I'm going to be great with Picard because I got some really quality television. I think some of the writing now, I mean, I've always said DS9 to me was one of the best, but Strange New Worlds has been amazing. It really has.
Can you hear that?
There we go.
There we go, John.
All right. Here we go.
Vamping
I apologize.
There we go.
Yeah, I apologize to everybody who was trying to deal with my incompetence here. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I got to do it over here, not on the...
Yeah. Whee!
I would also like to give a special shout out to, Sarah Rose. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Sarah.
Happy birthday, Sarah Rose.
Happy birthday!
Unscented.
Unscented.
I'm Schmitty. You know, like from your dreams. And extra players can put in that room code and vote in the audience.
There you go.
Let's kick it off with round 1. You'll get 2 prompts on your device to answer any way you please. You'll go head-to-head with another player's response, and everyone else votes on their favorite. Sound easy? That's because it is. Points are awarded based on the percentage of people who went for your answer, so make them count.
Uh-oh.
All right. While everyone is doing that, I'll figure out where the heck the mute is in this thing. Oh, it's over here. There it is. And I'll remind everyone, 50 days at theuniquegeek.com. That's 50days. Excuse me. At theuniquegeek, TheUniquegeek.com, for all of your email to be sent to us for 50 days. We are going to be doing a call-in show tomorrow, so hopefully folks can share, can show up and share and comment and share with their favorite DragonCon experiences and or tips and tricks on how to get around, where to go to eat, some place that no one knows of. That, well, I don't know why you would tell anybody if no one knows where it is. But hey, if you're willing to share, that's what we would like you to do during that time.
Oh, really?
And-
I'm not spelling that right. All right.
And we got some folks going in here. Dun, 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 dun. Just waiting on a few more people.
Time's almost up. Hurry.
I did not get that one in there.
Capping that one out. Hold on one second. Let me mark.
Okay, that's time. Now let's see who writes best on a
No,
deadline.
Eternal's in. Didn't finish.
Let's have a
Oh,
look.
or maybe she did.
Starting off.
You want to read?
Oh, yes, I will read. Wait. Sorry. Only monsters. Why can't we ever wake
time to
a
choose.
giant prehistoric kitten or Apple Store? Only monsters? Why can't we ever wake a giant prehistoric
Wake a
kitten,
giant prehistoric kitten,
or Apple
Apple
Store?
Store.
Wow, why couldn't I get that one out? K's are easy. Well, no, sometimes I still stutter them out. So.
Oh no, Zan says she never saw anything appear on her screen.
Oh, oh, poop. Poop. All right, here we go.
Todd wins that with kitten. A prehistoric, wake a giant prehistoric kitten.
Well,
Nobody
it
liked an
was,
apple
it was
store.
National Cat Day this week. What do you want?
Oh, if you ran into Gozer, which mascot would you choose as the destructor of the city? The Noid or a giant ball of humidity? If you ran into Gozer, the Gozerian, which mascot would you choose as the destructor of the city? The Noid or a giant ball of humidity?
The choice is made.
The choice is made.
You cannot avoid it. Here's the Noid.
Ray, if someone asks if you're a god, you say
Say, yes. Yep.
And the Noid wins. That was Chris.
And the Noid wins. Way to go, Chris.
Lee was
I did get some point for humidity. I'm glad. A liger is a half lion, half tiger, but a zygra is a half zombie, half alligator, or half zipper, half grape. A liger is a half lion, half tiger, but a zygra is a half zombie, half gator, half zipper, half grape.
So your choices
those
are a half
kind of-
zombie, half gator, or half zipper, half grape.
That's pretty. Those are tough.
Yeah. Again, I don't know why I'm not signed in as the audience to vote.
Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
Steve just barely avoided
Yes.
no points.
And that was Chris again who
The
got.
gator won, by the way.
Yes. The one thing that can unify any two people fighting a monster is destroying as much of Tokyo as possible.
Here's some points.
There's no answer from Zan. We already heard that she's having technical issues.
Let's keep it going.
Here we go. More. Forget Mothra. I'm afraid of Gothra because A, they're leather boots, or they will try to kamikaze. Oh, wow. Forget Mothra. I'm afraid of Gothra because they're leather boots, or they will try to kamikaze.
Is that
Kama-
kamikaze?
Kamikaze. Kamikaze. I was kamikaze.
Although-
Cozy.
Kamikaze.
But it was spelled kamikaze. Oh, the
Leather Boots
players
wins,
went
that's
to Leather
Todd.
Boots, but the audience went to kamikaze. The monsters are bad, but the real horror of Party Beach is sand, evil sand, or the hot, sweaty monster suit. The monsters are bad, but the real horror of Party Beach is sand, evil sand, or the hot, sweaty monster suit.
I'm going with
Both.
sand.
You
Evil
are?
Sand. I think that's
Sand,
what's
evil
gonna win
sand?
this one. And I was
Oh!
wrong.
Kind of cut
Oh.
the players, but sand, evil
50-50.
sand was the audience vote.
It's
There you
good,
go.
yep.
Let's see how they handle.
Them is about giant ants. But what is those about?
Decisions.
Giant
Choose
city
your
destroying dice or giant sloths? Them is about giant ants. But what is those about? Giant city destroying dice or giant sloths? That's tough. That is
New
tough.
definition of critical 20.
Yep. All right. And okay, audience went to sloths, but Chris won with city destroying dice.
Let's
See, I
how
like
this one.
sloths. They're awesome. What is it about 50s and 60s that Mega Monsters found so irresistible? Tokyo tasted like chicken, and Americans tasted like it was supposed to be. Americans tasted like pork. But there was no answer. I typed and it didn't go well.
One, but can
Sorry,
you
Zan.
survive the scoreboard?
Oh, here we go. And who's on top?
See who's in the lead, and in the lead
Oh,
is
is
Chris,
Chris?
with Todd, barely
Followed
above Todd,
by
40 points
Todd.
down. Yeah.
Just barely. Woo! Way to go.
Two is a
We like it when.
plus. Put on your best quip face because the points are doubled and the tension is thick.
All right, here we go with round 2.
Ooh.
And while they do that, I will remind everyone to be sure to check out the latest news over at DragonCon, especially about their masking policy this year. Don't get caught off guard. Also, don't want to upset anybody with that. But I did see that who was it? Oh, Kevin over at the video game track has some very interesting ways to make sure that you are adhering to the policy. So don't get on their bad side if you attempt to go into their room without a mask.
Oh my.
Oh, that is a good question too, Todd, because I know this has come up. The exception for the mask policy would go through disability services as well, correct?
Correct. And that is, of all of the stickers, that's the only one where we will advertise the sticker on the front of your badge so that people will know not to bug you about it.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Looks like
All right,
everyone
we
is
got 20 seconds. Come on, the last two people that are there.
wrapping up.
There's seconds left. Use a safety
Come on,
quip if you
dude.
have to.
Hit the safety quip. Or just don't type well like I did. Because I forgot that there's only so many
Come on,
spaces.
Chris!
Chris!
Oh, I think he got in. There he goes.
What do you say?
There we go.
Shall we?
And here we go, folks. Round 2.
And we start with
What's a phrase realtors use for areas that constantly suffer from monster
Show some
attacks?
love.
This is a frequent fixer-upper opportunity, or the wildlife is amazing and unique. What's a phrase realtors use for areas that constantly suffer from monster attacks? Frequent fixer-upper opportunity, or the wildlife is amazing and unique.
I know where my vote is going.
Okay.
It's going to Lee's answer, which was wildlife.
Is amazing and unique. But the audience liked the fixer-upper, so hey, that's awesome. Todd, I like that too, actually.
next.
King Kong sold his place on Skull Island and moved to Donkey Kong Country. or Brain Bay. Okay, John, you got to quit.
I'm sorry. I gotta read that. King Kong sold his place on Skull Island and moved to blank. Brain Bay or Donkey Kong Country.
You know?
I know where my vote is. I will. Donkey Kong Country is my vote.
Yeah.
Appreciate Brain Bay, Mike, but really,
Brain Bay
Donkey
was
Kong
good.
Country just
And it got a quiplash, which means Chris gets lots of points.
too on point.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
Without further ado,
What's the name of the Navy unit in charge of dealing with sea beast? Scuba Squad or the Mermen? What's the name of the Navy unit in charge of dealing with sea beast? Scuba Squad or the Mermen? MERMEN, folks, all together.
Merman, as
Merman.
in
Ethel.
yeah.
Oh,
The Merman wins. Oh, Zan's back in the
Merman.
game.
And Zan's back in the game and got a lot of audience. Gabe, sorry about that Scuba Squad, dude. I liked it. Where would be the worst place to suddenly hear "Watch out for snakes"? The toilet or the con suite? Where would
Well,
be...
one of those two things actually exists.
Hush up, you. Where would be the worst place to suddenly hear "Watch out for the snakes"? The toilet or the con suite?
People are talking to you while you're on the toilet. I'm,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Snakes or no snakes, I don't need to hear from you.
and if you have not watched Snakes on a Plane, that's a great movie. Watch. Oh,
Big
Brandon won just barely over Steve. The toilet.
we have
Why don't kaiju ever attack Canada? They get stuck in the maple syrup, or they're a bunch of hosers. Why don't kaiju ever attack Canada? They get stuck in the maple syrup, or they're a bunch of hosers.
Eh?
Bunch of hosers, man. I'm gonna get my 2-4.
Steve has
We
something
got
to
to
say
get my
about this
2-4 and go. Let's go. And they get stuck in maple syrup. We got
Maple
Todd.
syrup wins.
Oh, with also all the audience people. They're a bunch of hosers. They are a bunch of hosers. It wasn't just the same. It just wasn't the same after Gamera needed some quick cash and agreed to do Gamera versus Bitcoin or Zack Snyder. It just wasn't the same after Gamera needed some quick cash and agreed to do Gamera versus Bitcoin or Zack Snyder. Okay, and Zack Snyder won. They're both true.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you.
The giant Gila monster attacks young people who are smooching and old people who are napping on the floor, yelling at the young people, or yelling at the young people. The giant Gila monster attacks young people who are smooching and old people who are napping on the floor or yelling at the young people. I could be doing both because I can yell while I'm asleep because I talk to myself. And Brandon, it's a quiplash. Way to go. Yelling at the young people. I love it. That's awesome. Yelling at the young people. And if you major in giant monster biology, what should you minor in? Little kitty psychology or amoebas? If you major in giant monster biology, what should you minor in? Little kitty psychology or amoebas? Those are very creative, and I like them both.
LKPMD. Little kitty psychology.
And little kitty psychology. Yes, that was the one. Way to go, Steve. I did like amoeba, Zan. Good one.
All right, scores.
All right, folks. Here are the scores. What we get. All righty. And now. Okay, Brandon is number 1, Chris Weedle is number 2, and Todd is number 3. Thriplash is very important, folks.
Stuffed to the gills with points. I'll be
Yes.
sending each of you a prompt that needs 3 separate responses. Easy stuff.
All right, so 3 separate responses. Our last round. Make them count. Or don't, because really the stakes are not that high. Nobody's judging you here. But if you do want to be judged, call Lee at
No.
813-321-0-TUG. She will judge you immediately. Not to scare any, well, I guess too many people, but Dragon Con is only 32 days.
Oh, stop.
Basically 32 days away. Right?
Mm-hmm.
A month. Less than about a month. No, I said 32. I meant 22. Less than a month.
No, I knew it was,
22, not 32. That's when Dragon Con starts again for the following year, is in 32 days.
Are we planning ahead already?
Well, I mean, we're just expanding Dragon Con to be a year long. We'll take a week off.
No, we're not doing that, John.
Time's almost up.
I know.
It's all
Ha.
Lee's fault.
Hey, let's
We're all
I
waiting
did
on
it.
Lee.
I know. Sorry. I couldn't think of one. These are tough. The Bob slides, leaps, and creeps. But what three things does the B.O.B., the Bob, do?
All right,
Poot,
people,
scoot,
voting
and toot.
time.
Creeps on kids, doesn't wear a Dragon Con badge, sleeps with his eyes open. The Blob slides, leaps, and creeps. But what three things does the Bob, B.O.B., do? Poop, scoot, and toot. Or creeps on kids, doesn't wear a Dragon Con badge, and sleeps with his eyes open.
Very creepy. Oh, speaking of which, have you been watching The Sandman yet?
No, where is it?
It's on
What's it on?
Netflix.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
My child probably has. And here we
let's
go.
see.
Creeps on
Creeps
kids,
on
doesn't
kids.
wear
Wins. Doesn't wear his
wins,
Dragon Con badge, sleeps with eyes open.
and sleeps. I like
That's
scoot.
the Bob.
Right. The three things the alien fish Zigra truly fears: sharks with lasers on heads, deep sea anglerfish, swordfish, the dayball, credit card bills, the reaper, more cowbell. The three things the alien fish Zigra truly fears: sharks with lasers on heads, deep sea anglerfish, swordfish, or the dayball, credit card bills, the reaper, more cowbell.
Now, is it Zigra or Zygra?
I
Or is
don't
it Zagria?
know. No,
or
it's
is
not
it-
Zigria,
Or is the Z
because
silent and it's just Igra?
Might be. And the dayball, credit card bills, and the Reaper won that one. Way to go! And that, I think, was Steve. What three things would you combine to make the ultimate giant monster? Lion, gorilla, Labrador retriever, or glitter spit, flippers with opposable thumbs, and rainbow-colored poop? What three things would you combine to make the ultimate giant monster? Lion, gorilla, Labrador retriever, or glitter spit, flippers with opposable thumbs, rainbow-colored poop?
Just for the glitter spit person, you're not smelling toast or anything, are you? Just want to make sure that you're okay. Blink twice if you need help.
It would be
Oh,
me.
it was Lee. Blink twice if you need help.
No, I'm good. Come on, man. Glitter spit would be awesome in a monster. What would you name King Ghidorah's three heads? Larry, Curly, and Mo, or Manny, Mo, and Jack?
And Jack.
Oh, man. What would you
Nice.
name King Ghidorah's three heads? Larry, Curly, and Mo, or Manny, Mo, and Jack? Kids, if you don't know who Manny, Mo, and Jack are, ask your
Then you don't have
parents
a
or
car, which is
grandparents.
probably true. That means you're also a millennial.
Yeah, it also means you're very young. And the winner is...
Oh, they went with the classic.
There we go. Larry, Curly, and Mo. There we go. Where's Shemp, folks? Where's Shemp?
Take a deep breath.
Exactly where he belongs. At the bottom of the ocean.
The
All right,
final
folks, here are the
scores.
final scores. And the winner is... Chris Weedle pulls it out. Chris, then
Chris
Steve.
wins. Very
Yes,
good.
way to go, Chris. Yay!
Yay!
Glitter
We will
spit
be
would awesome.
sending nothing to you very soon.
Nothing at all. But we like
Expect
you. Hi.
it. Don't expect it in the
Chris.
mail or
Right.
really anywhere.
It's
Okay.
the classic no prize. That's wonderful.
The classic nose prize. Well, welcome to 50 days. We got no sponsors. Okay, so before we go, Todd, where can people find physically disability services or virtually find Disability
All right.
services.
During the event, you can find Disability Services. Our main office is in the Sheraton. I think it's one of the basement floors.
It's
but
the basement floor.
yeah,
It's the very
basement
bottom floor. Yep.
With a satellite office at Marietta Turtles, and virtually you can always find us at Disability Services at DragonCon.org, the DragonCon Disability Services Discord channel, or the DragonCon with Disabilities official Facebook page.
DragonCon with Disabilities Facebook page, y'all. I like that. Oh, yeah. And Brandon Cottle says not the first time. Yeah. Chris Weedle says make a donation to the DragonCon charity for his win. And Chris, you should absolutely do that,
what?
Chris.
I will.
Okay,
and Brandon did point out that it was not the first time Pep Boys has let him down. So.
Manny Mo and Jack, baby.
All right. Again, Todd, thank you so much for joining us. We love having you on every year. You're a great
Hilarious.
spokesperson, advocate.
Thank you so much for having us, and I look forward to seeing everyone.
Can't wait.
And so do we. I mean, I'm actually going to make it this year, so it looks like.
Yay.
So
I can't wait.
knocking on wood
Jazz
one
hands.
more time.
Jazz hands.
So,
knocking on wood. Hit your
so
head.
until next time.
That's actually deaf applause, Lee.
Oh.
Did you not know that?
Jazz hands?
Yeah,
I did know
yeah.
that.
This is deaf applause. Yeah.
Jazz hands.
So until next time, for Todd and Lee, this is John saying peace.
And bye.
This was a production of The Unique Geek. Call our comment line at 8133210TUG. That's 81332108884. Email us at thegeeks@theuniquegeek.com or 50days@theuniquegeek.com. Follow The Unique Geek on Facebook and Twitter. This podcast is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial Share-alike license.
You jerk. I don't smell toast. Glitter spit would be awesome.